In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down NVIDIA stock, if it's a good investment, does it pay a dividend, what kind of a dividend it pays, but also basically the future outlook on what this stock may look like in a couple of years. So let's get down, let's check it out. So at the time of recording this video, it is currently trading at $733.73 per share. I currently do not own this company or any shares of this company. However, there is one thing I would like to disclose, and that is the fact that I wanted to buy this company when it was only $20 per share. And that was back when Facebook IPO'd. Yeah, my God, this stock has exploded. Will it continue? Let's see. As you can see, the stock has only been open today for about 47 minutes. At the time of recording this video, it's already at 4 million shares traded today, and it's up 3%. So this is going to be a huge day individually for NVIDIA. It's got very good volume of an average of 8.5 million shares traded every single day, and yes, it does have a dividend. Now, the dividend doesn't really count in my opinion, considering it's less than 0.1% for forward yield. However, when it comes to their earnings, I really wouldn't be surprised if they raised that up just a bit. Its PE ratio is a bit high at 86. However, there is something that we really need to look at when it comes to NVIDIA, and that is the fact that there is currently a worldwide shortage. So, does that mean that this stock should be trading at $733? Well, if we look at the 5-year chart, we can see that this stock has done pretty well. It has been trading sideways for a while. We've seen an upside down head and shoulders very early last year, which does show us that it was going to run. The only thing is it did come back and test some resistance, or at least the level of resistance. But it bounced off that and went even higher. It's currently looking like it may even out just a bit, and it may consolidate for a bit. However, there is something that we really need to look at, and that is the fact that this is a stock that makes graphics cards and makes processors, which then in turn tells us that they are set up at least for a good 6-month story, mainly because there is a worldwide shortage on processors. And considering that NVIDIA is one of the leading companies in the entire world to make processing and processors as well as different graphics cards, I'm going to say right now, considering that they are the leader worldwide, they are going to be a very sought after company. Like, one of their products and everything, mainly because if we were watching, or I was watching earlier, and if you were watching CNBC earlier, you would also have heard Jim Cramer and the others ask the CEO of Northrop Grumman if he has been in talks with NVIDIA to incorporate their chips into a lot of the different fighters, the fighter jets. And that just tells me that it's not just all of this consumer level push that we're seeing with vehicles and things like that. This is also at the military level, and this is what we now call the Internet of Things. And the entire world is now changing over. Everything is going to be mobile. Everything is going to be controlled by an electronic of some sort. I wouldn't be surprised if a Kleenex wasn't controlled by a processor someday, because everything is being changed over to having a processor. So that just tells me that NVIDIA is set up for at least a couple of years. Northrop Grumman's CEO even said that there's going to be a big tech push over the next 10 years, and because of that, I think that this could be a very strong 10-year story. We have also seen them beat the 4 last quarterly earnings calls. Now this is good, but also what else is very good? Check out 2021 so far. This is the big story. We somehow seen a small decline in 2020, which was a surprise to me. But so far 2021 is looking very good. As we can see with the total revenue when it comes down to each year, 2019, $11.7 billion. 2020, $10.9 billion. So far, and I cannot stress that enough, so far, we now see $16.6 billion this year, so that is just a massive story in my opinion. Cost of revenue has also jumped up slightly as well. It's jumped up 50% year over year if you're looking at the totals. However, this is just going to continue to go up. But this is also a massive jump too, so that is a very big story. Whenever you see revenue jump higher than the cost of revenue jumping, you know this is a good story happening. So overall, is this a good company to invest in? Well, if you are a dividend investor like myself, a 0.09% dividend may not be enough for you to be enticed to buy it. What you would be buying this for is the growth. And the growth is most likely going to be there. There is a lot of things that are going to be using chips and processors over the next 10 years. We're starting to see more and more electronic vehicles. We're starting to see more and more smart TVs getting purchased. We're starting to see even smart toasters, which just absolutely blow my mind, getting sold. So with more and more of these graphics cards and more of these chips getting used, not just at the consumer level, but at the military level, we're going into space more and more often now. Companies like SpaceX are going to be building thousands of spaceships over the next 10 years. We're going to Mars, we're going to the moon. There is not going to be probably enough chips to be able to go around to all of these different wants and needs that the human race has. However, if the United States does go with their plan on opening up different chip manufacturing facilities in the United States, maybe NVIDIA will be able to get a couple of those facilities, and when that comes down to that, basically you're going to see even more of these chips being made because there's more need for these chips, that their earnings are going to go up, and because of that, we can then assume that the stock price will also follow those leads, those numbers going up. So personally, NVIDIA seems to be still a good company to invest in. I'm really sad that I never invested in it when it was $20 per share. However, we live, we learn. Would I still own it? Who knows? However, this is why I always say, buy enough stock of these bets, because at $20 it would have been a bet. Buy enough so that when it doubles, you sell half, and then every time it doubles, you sell half. So I probably wouldn't have all the stock still, but I would still probably have a couple of shares, and that makes me sad. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.